welcome back to Tell the Truth channel. Please like, share my content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and what other content that y'all go on. I appreciate that very much. I am in Jesus and Jesus is in me. All right, I want to talk to y'all about how people die with a broken heart. Let me tell y'all how people die with broken hearts. See, when you sit here and take life for granted, you die with a broken heart. Y'all don't understand that this world is not a game and that you can be snatched off this world in a blink of an eye, and y'all take it for granted. You take your life for granted. You take people for granted. You take the world that God built for y'all. You take it for granted. And then you wonder why you wake up with nobody in your bed. Like they say, a house without a home, with no one's there. And a lot of people live like that. A house without a home, with no one's there. Because people play games too much. And when they play games, they end up lonely. And then they die lonely. And their heart be broken. Because they don't have no love in their life. Because they take it for granted. And when you do that, you wake up in heaven. And then you wonder how you got up there. And then God tell you, you died of a broken heart by being lonely with nobody in your life because you did it to yourself. See, when you call yourself playing games with people's lives, you playing games with your own life. Because eventually, the people that you playing games with is not playing with you. You playing by yourself. Because at the end of the day, you by yourself. And you don't have nobody with you. And that's what y'all got to understand. See, God didn't give y'all this world to just act disrespectful to people and thinking that you're going to help people in your life forever. People come and people go. Especially when you help somebody that's by your side and you want to constantly play games and thinking that you're going to hold on to the person, and then all of a sudden the person walk away and you just lonely because you play games. And everybody don't play games. People don't have time to play games because life is too short to be playing games. You never know when the Father going to call you home. You know, you got to understand that babies, they don't stay long on the earth. They don't even get a chance to develop all the way to see how their life going to be. You know, and that's what y'all got to understand. Sometimes kids don't even make it to see how their life going to develop out because they might not be here long to see that. You see, y'all got to understand that when Eve ate that apple, she messed it up for all of us. And God said that we all was going to be punished for everything that goes on down on this earth for what Eve did. So you live and you die. And if Eve wouldn't have ate that apple, we all would have lived forever. But she ate the apple. And now we all live and we die. So when you're on this earth, you need to enjoy it as possible as you can. Because you never know when God gonna call you home. And when he do call you home, you're wondering how you got up there because he called you home. And sometimes God don't have to call you home and something happened and you up there at home and you wonder how you got there. because the way you live your life down here on this earth. If you don't take care of your life, who gonna take care of your life for you? You have to do it yourself. You got to wonder that, is your life good enough for you to be on this earth for a long time? Or is your life good enough to only be on this earth for a short time? That's what y'all got to look at. So when you take your life for granted and you take other people's life for granted, you end up lonely for the rest of your life. And you die with a broken heart because you're lonely. And a lot of people that I have met have died with a broken heart because they was lonely. And it could have been the way they treated people that made them lonely and died lonely with a broken heart, the way they treated people. And y'all got to look at this. Things that y'all do comes back on y'all 100-fold. So you think that you are calling yourself trying to test other people? No, you're putting your own self in the test. And you gotta understand that. Are you passing that test? Or are you gonna fail the test? And the only way you know that is when you don't have that person in your life. And that's how you know you failed that test. Because you try to put somebody else in the test. And you the one failed the test. And that's what y'all got to understand. When y'all call yourself trying to prove a point, which you're not proving, you're proving the point to yourself, not to the person that you think you're proving the point to. You're proving the point to yourself. Because at the end of the day, you all alone by yourselves. And that's what y'all need to understand. So y'all need to stop taking y'all life for granted and other people's life for granted. And be grateful that God gave you this life to enjoy down here for time being. Just take it one day at a time. Enjoy it. Because you never know when the Father going to call you home. That's what y'all got to think about. Don't take your birthday for granted. Don't take your children's and your grandchildren's and your parents and your ancestors and, your mother and your father and your aunties and uncles, grandparents, and all of them. Don't take them for granted. Because you never know when they are gone out of your life. And then you all alone. Think about that. Y'all need to actually think about what y'all do. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your life. Not the other people's life. It's your life. And you're hurting yourself and nobody else but yourself. Think about that. See, let me tell y'all something. I had an uncle. And he was living in one of these elderly homes. And he had a family. And his wife passed away. And his kids walked away. And he lived in this home by himself because he didn't have nobody to come and visit him. And he died with a broken heart because he didn't have nobody to come and visit him. He was all alone. And we didn't even know that he was in the home until he passed away. We didn't know that. Now, his kids probably knew that, but we didn't. And he passed away with a broken heart because he didn't have nobody to come and see him like everybody else was getting their families coming to see them in the elderly homes, but wasn't nobody coming to see him. And he just died with a broken heart. See, that's what y'all got to understand. Y'all need to stop taking life for granted, taking the world for granted, and taking your families for granted, especially God. Because God the one brought you in the world. And y'all should be grateful to God that he let you stay here on this earth to meet people and to fall in love and to be happy. So you will have something to talk about when you get up in heaven, how you lived your life down here on this earth. That's what y'all got to think about. So y'all need to stop taking this world for granted. Like I say, taking your birthdays and, your parents and your kids and all that, and, holidays and all of that stuff, taking it for granted. Because at the end of the day, you might wake up to see another day, and you might not wake up to see another day. That's why you need to stop taking life for granted and taking people for granted, because you never know if you're going to wake up and see them again. Or you never know if you're going to wake up to be laying by somebody that you wanted to be with and they're not there. Because you're living in a house without a home that you ran away. The people that you love, you ran them away. So you living in a house by yourself, alone, with nobody. And then you die with a broken heart. So that's what y'all got to think about. Stop playing games and thinking that you can hold on to somebody by playing games, and thinking that if you hold on to this person and see how much they're going to play games, which you're playing by yourself, because when you think you're playing games with that person, you're not. You're playing by yourself, because at the end of the day, the person don't even know that they playing games with you. They don't know. So then you're looking stupid, because you're playing by yourself and nobody else is playing with you. And that's what y'all need to think about. And then you end up lonely with nobody. And you die with a broken heart. Because the person that you really, really loved, you lost it. You lost that love by playing games. You lost the love because you played games and you lost it. And then you die with a broken heart because you wanted the person that you love to be by you to death do part. And then you end up losing that person that you love by playing games. And then you die with a broken heart. So that's what y'all got to think about. Stop taking life for granted. And when you do that, you will live happily on this earth. And you will be able to tell your children and your grandchildren how happy you was before you pass on. You'll be able to tell them how happy you was so they can enjoy their life and tell their children how happy they was and how happy their parents was and their grandparents was before they passed off. At least you ain't got to worry about telling them that somebody in the family died with a broken heart because they played games. The children won't have to worry about hearing that. Because the first thing they will say, Mom, Dad, Grandma, Granddaddy, why y'all play games? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And now you're lonely. So you should have thought about that before you did that. And then only thing that the mama and the daddy and the grandparents can say to the kids is, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't have did that. And now I'm lonely with nobody. It's all on me. I did it to myself. So that's what y'all need to think about. Stop trying to test people. And when you keep on trying to test people, you end up with nobody. So this is what I want to talk to y'all about. Thank y'all for listening to me. Jesus love you. Father love you. The Holy Ghost, the angels, the ancestors, and I love y'all. And I will be back to talk to y'all again soon. Y'all have a good day and a blessed day.